My best week ever. I sold over $500 this week. You want to know what sold? Stay tuned. Hi everyone, it's Stephanie with 3 Queens Resale, and if you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. It does mean a lot to me as I work on building this YouTube channel. So, just some introductions. I am a full-time teacher, part-time reseller, mom of 2, and a wife. So I'm pretty busy, but right now it's summer, and if you're watching this in the future, we're in the midst of a pandemic. So even as a teacher, my future is very uncertain. I've definitely been focusing on building up my resale, listing lots of things, and just sourcing as much as I can so that if I do have to try to pivot and convert this into full-time income, I'm kind of set up for that. But you're here to see what sold this week. I had an awesome week. The week of July 12th through 18th. And so I also this week, because I was selling so many items, yay me, had to change my system. So for years, so since I started reselling, I have kept track of what I sold every day on my calendar. And in the beginning, like most beginning resellers, I was only selling like 1 or 2, 3 items a week. But then as I have progressed and now I'm into year 2, I sell multiple items a day. And so there's just not enough space and it gets disorganized. So on my what sold videos, I get all confused. And like if you watched last week's video, I left some stuff off and it was all a mess. So I decided it was time to upgrade or at least modify. So now I write them in my composition book the day, and I'm able to write big and all the details so that I can see. But I did just start this Friday of last week. So this is the last week for the big calendar. All good things must come to an end. But I'm excited about it because it just means that I'm selling so many things that they won't fit on the calendar. So we're going to get into it. This is a relatively long video. I did sell 38 items this week that I'm going to go through. So grab yourself a drink. I hope you're listening and let's get into it. So starting off with July 12th, Sunday, July 12th, is this Lily Pulitzer quarter zip. It sold for $32 on Poshmark, and after the $6.40 and fee and the $2.12 shipping discount, I made $23.48. And on this Sunday, I sent out an offer to liker for at least 20% on my whole closet. Anything that someone had liked got an offer. So that might have inspired some of these sales. Next up on Sunday was these Ed Harding men's jeans. They were listed for about a week. I had them listed on auction. They were super like beat up and distressed. I got these out of the bins over a year ago and had put off listing them because I didn't really think they were worth much. But I decided that if it's in my house and I bought it to list, I'm just going to give it a shot. So I put these on auction for $5 and they sold for $5 for 65 after the 65 cents in fees. I'm gonna move my face over because I'm not very centered. There we go. After the 65 cents in fees, I was left with $4.35. And then also on eBay were these Chris Klein linen pants. They sold for $25. And after the $3.25, I was left, see, my writing is so small on here. It's hard for me to see. I was left with $21.75, and those were listed for about a week. And then these Nike, next up also on Sunday was this Nike sports bra. It sold for $10 on Poshmark, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. I did get an offer for that the same day that it was listed, so I took it. And also selling were these on Poshmark were these Justice denim shorts. They sold for $9, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $2.12. And no, I'm gonna start over. They sold for $9, and after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $3.93. And I've had those for over a year, and I did get them out of the bins. I'm gonna take my sweater off because all of a sudden I'm super hot. Then next up, also on Sunday, were these J. Jill size 18 jeans. They sold on Poshmark as well for $10, and after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.12 shipping discount that I paid, I was left with $4.93. Now, as you can see, some of these are a lot smaller sales, but I did sell over $500 worth of things. So even those little tiny sales add up to big numbers. So don't get discouraged when you are selling things for small amounts. Although it is not my desire, it is a necessary evil, especially when you're starting out. And for me, it's getting rid of a lot of older inventory that I'm just really trying to push out so that, in general, the value of my inventory is more. Also, on Sunday was this Banana Republic Dylan shirt. It sold for $12 on Poshmark, and after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $6.93. And then finally on Sunday was this Madewell small dress. It sold for $25, and after the $5 in fees and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $17.88. Next, moving on to Monday, which was also pretty busy, was these American Eagle high-rise shorts. They sold on Mecari for $12, and after the $1.20 in fees, I was left with $10.80, and those sold within like 3 days of listing, and those were given to me free by a friend. Next up was this cloth and stone blouse, which I'd had probably since February listed. It sold for $15 on on Poshmark. And then after the $3 in fees, I was left with $2.12. And no, I'm gonna back up again. I'm sorry, I'm so like, oh, spastic today. This cloth and stone blouse sold for $15, and after the $3 in fees, I was left, and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $9.88. And that was something that I am glad to get out. It just was sitting and did not have very much traction. And then what else we got? Next up was this Vineyard Vines, and it sold for $25. And then after the $3.25 in fees, I was left with $21.75. And that was an item that was donated to me by my daughter's friend, Alice. So zero cost of goods. And then next up was this Victoria's Secret large night short. They sold with it the same day I listed, the same evening, for $10, and after $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70. And those sold on eBay. And then next, still on Monday, next up were these Lily Pulitzer blue and gold luxe leggings. They sold within a day of listing for $40, and after the $8 in fees, I was left with $32, and those sold on Poshmark. Also on Monday was this Vineyard Vines 20th anniversary t-shirt. It sold for $12.60, And after $1.63 in fees, I was left with $10.96. And that shirt had been listed for about 2 weeks. Vineyard Vines and Lily Pulitzer both do very well for me when I look at my spreadsheet and break things out by brand. Those two brands do very well. I have very few things that hang around longer than a month. And I would say Victoria's Secret Pink also moves very well for me. So if you are new to reselling and are wondering what kind of brands to pick up, it doesn't always have to be those high-end brands. You can do some more bread and butter things. Although Lily Pulitzer is a little higher, you're not gonna like find Lily Pulitzer in most malls. Next up was this Victoria's Secret large sleep shirt. It sold for $10 on eBay. I did send an offer to watchers, and after $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70. Also on eBay, and I sent an offer to watchers for this item also, was this Levine dress, which I had over a year and a half, and it was getting ready to get sent to ThredUp. It sold for $6.30, and after the 82 cents in fees, I was left with $5.48. And then also an offer to a watcher were these 9 West 8.5 Wise Up pumps. I'd had these listed since November. They sold on eBay for $7, and after 91 cents in fees, I was left with $6.09. So an opportunity. I am sending things into ThredUp. I am trying to kind of like shift my inventory and kind of thin out things that are more than a year old. So just kind of like reevaluating it, like now that my sourcing attitude and experience has changed, is this something that I would source now? And if it's not, I'm trying not to redonate things because I want to try to recoup my investment. I have sent a bag into ThredUp of things like I don't care if I get back. But fortunately that stuff is selling. I did request several more bags of those things, but also I am offering deep discounts on eBay, Poshmark, whenever someone likes it, to try to move those items. Moving on to Tuesday, July the 14th. First up were these Lululemon Leggings, size 10. They were the crop leggings. These were mine, and I know they were mine because they still have the pull tag in them because I don't take the pull tag out. I do out of my tops, but I don't out of the leggings. But anyway, I didn't like them, and I'd only worn them like twice. So after when I was cleaning out my closet, I'm like, oh, I can get something for these. So they sold for $29 on Mecari, and after the $2.90 in fees, I was left with $26.10. Next up was this adorable vintage baby dress that I sourced at a local Goodwill. It was listed for about 2 weeks. It sold for $16, and I paid $1 for it. After $1.60 in fees and $3 in shipping that I paid, I was left with, hold on, let me do some math, 13, 12, 12.40, 11.40. Not bad for $1 investment, and it sold super quick. And children's clothes, here's the thing about children's clothes. You may not make a ton of money on them, but you don't have to put a ton of work into them. You don't have to measure. In a lot of cases, you don't have to steam it. You can just flat lay it and take a few detailed pictures, easy peasy. So if you are not selling vintage or any baby clothes, now I would try to stick to vintage or the higher end children's clothes brands. But I find that they're quick flips and they definitely keep the money rolling in. Next up were these Nike running shorts. They sold on Poshmark for $9. I took an offer, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $6.05. And those were listed for less than a month, and they were donated to me by my friend Wendy. Next up is another Lily Pulitzer item. These were the black Luxe leggings, size extra large. These were also mine. Just I don't know. I'm real picky about leggings. I keep trying though. I liked them because they had pockets, but they set too low on like my big shelf booty. So I didn't like that. They sold for $50, and after the $6.50 in fees, I was left with $43.50, and those sold in less than a day. And then finally on Tuesday was this Grey's Anatomy scrub top. That's the brand. Like, that's kind of cool. It's named after the show. But my daughter's friend had been a nurse for Halloween, and so this was part of her costume. It was new with the tags, and it sold for $9 on eBay, and after $1.17 in fees, I was left with $7.83 of awesome profit. Moving on to Wednesday, I sold this Philosophy tank top. It had been listed, I believe, since January or February. It was one of the things that I had picked up during my 12 hauls of Christmas. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do this holiday season, especially since I'm working on building my channel. And hopefully by Christmas time, I will be over 500 followers. That's my goal. And so just thinking of ways to try to engage people and keep people interested during the holiday season. I don't even know what the holiday season is going to look like with all of our issues going on right now, but it's fun to think about. So if you have any good ideas, leave me a comment below. I thought about doing a swap box thing like Common Tags does, but I'm hoping that I get to do her swap box. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe some of us can swap boxes. But anyway, this sold for $16, and then after $3.20 in fees, I was left with $12.80, and that sold on Poshmark. And I'd had that, like I said, I believe January or February, like I had it listed. I sourced it back in December. Next up was this Tommy Bahama extra large 3/4 sleeve top. It sold for $18, and after the $3.60 in fees, I was left with $14.40. That also sold on Poshmark, and it was my top. See, cleaning out your own closet can be very profitable. Next up was this Crazy 8 girls bundle of 4 items. It sold for $10, and after $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70, and that sold on eBay, and it was listed for about 3 weeks. Next up was a Lydia Johnson, like a little pink red, red, like vintagey looking dress. It sold on, let me think, Kidizen. Kidizen. I had to think, I had to visualize, for $13, and I am still getting to know Kidizen. So the fees, I believe, were $1.25. I paid shipping of $3.75, and I was left with $6.75. So that was Wednesday. Moving on to Thursday, another Philosophy item. I sold this short sleeve star print 2X shirt. It sold for $7 on eBay, and after the 91 cents in fees, I was left with $6.09. Then also on Thursday, another Lily Pulitzer item. I was cleaning out my closet. I had these Lily Pulitzer like floral print skinny jeans. They sold for $60, and after the $6 in fees, I was left with $54. The next one was a By Felicia item. It was from my January bin of 2019. So I've got a few more things left in that bin. But it sold on eBay. It was this Pura Vida sweater dress for $12.60. Just out of the blue, a sweater dress in July. I don't know. Maybe she's going somewhere cold. Maybe where she works is super air conditioned. I don't know. But it sold, and I made $1 for $12.60 After $1.64 in fees, I made $10.96, and I am so happy to see that go. Next up was this 3X two-piece bikini set. It sold on Poshmark, and the lady had messaged me and asked me if I'd be willing to break up the set because she, I guess, is a 3X on the bottom, but not a 3X on the top. And since this was an unbranded item, I was like, absolutely not. I am not breaking up the set. So she kind of disappeared, and then a day later, she came back and offered me $25, which I accepted. So after the $5 in fees, I was left with $20. And you know what? 3X Bikini Girl, I see you. I love your confidence. You go, girl. Next up were these Keds navy size 8 tennis shoes. They sold on eBay on offers to watchers for $15. After $1.95 in fees, I was left with $13.05. I did pick those up at the bins probably about a month ago. And so, yeah, about a month ago. And I kind of average my bin shoes at about like $1.50 a piece. So now we get to move to my notebook. I have Friday, the 17th, I sold this J. Crew sweater, which was a relist. I had it listed, then I took it down, I don't know why, and then I relisted, and it sold the very same day that it got relisted. I don't know, a cat sweater in July, but awesome. It sold for $25, and after the $5 in fees, I was left with $20. And then this Athleta Bikini top, it was a, I want to say 36D. It sold on eBay for $11.50, and after $1.50 in fees, I was left with $10. And that was, I took a lower offer on that, but because I only had it listed a few days. But the reason I'm going ahead and taking lower offers is A, it's swimwear, and I'm really trying to move in out of summer and start transitioning into fall and winter items. I know, I can't even believe it. Like, we're wrapping up summer. I haven't even really been on a summer vacation, but that's okay. Also on Friday were these Lee Natural Fit pink jeans, size 14 cropped. They sold on Poshmark, and they had been listed since about February. They sold for $13, and after the $2.95 in fees, $2.12 shipping discount that I paid, I was left with $7.93. And actually, they were listed since November, so definitely glad to see those go. Next up was this Jeffrey Bean men's 3X button-down shirt. It had been listed since May. I took an offer for $4, and after the 52 cents in fees, I was left with $3.48. And then finally, on Friday, was this Bonnie Jean 2T fleece snowman dress. I just thought this dress was the cutest. It had been listed since early June, so less than a month. It sold for $12.75 on Kidizen, and after $1.58 in fees and the $3.75 in shipping that I paid, I was left with $7.42. And then the final day of the week, I think it's anticlimactic because I only sold one thing on Saturday, but it's still a sale. I sold these Converse high top size 8, and those were in my ThreadUp box, which I can link that above. They sold for $28, and after the $3.64 in fees, I was left with $24.36, and those sold on eBay. And I believe, yes, the person had sent me an offer. So, drum roll, grand total. So I sold 38 items this week for a total of $540.68. So that is what I profited after all fees, all postage. That is what I get to take and reinvest into my family or my business. And that brings my average sale price to $14.22, which is creeping me closer to that $15 average that I want. Eventually, I'd like to creep up to 20, then 25. So yeah, pretty pleased with this week. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please give me a thumbs up, like my video, subscribe, leave me some comments, and let me know how your week is going. I always look forward to communicating and chatting with other people. Be sure you're following me on Instagram so you can see things as I list them, as well as see what's going on behind the scenes. Until next time, bye.